What do you remember the most from that play?
Sorry. I remember that we didn't really play a lot. We all we did was rip that play probably earlier in the fall camp. We just put this in hey, when did that we're gonna run this play, and then we never talked about it again until that moment. So we all had to just go deep into our memory and make sure what the play was.
Yeah, what kind of just options that what you remember the most was that every time I talked to a player from the Chargers, we remember the most was that Week 18 game, kind of disappointing feeling, but so close out. Do you remember the most too from that game?
Is it what do I remember the most?
Yeah,
or was that play?
Yeah, or both.
Yeah. I mean, for me personally, one of the biggest catches I've ever made in my career. But I think the play that I remember the most was the tying play, the last play to go in overtime with Mike. That was probably the most memorable play. Yeah. Someone threw watermelon.
Good thing you got helmets on, huh?
So that play, your touchdown play, it has literally been months since you guys have talked about Bryant?
Yeah, we put that play in fall camp, walked through it, and then we never talked about that play again.
Wow. And at the time, in that moment, did you remember exactly what was to do, or did it take you a second, or did you
It took us a second. It took us a second because we didn't expect it, but we never been in that situation before. First and 21. So, once he said it, he kind of just reminded everybody what the play was, and then we're like, all right, cool, and then we just ran out.
Talk about that play, and then them coming to you in that crunch, in that gotta have it moment. How did that make you feel? Obviously, once the play was done, obviously you're just in the moment of the game when they call it. But talk about how that made you feel that they're coming to you in that gotta have it moment with all stars on the team.
It felt good knowing that. I mean, I worked a lot that season, just gaining trust from the quarterback and the coaches. So, it's just when you're in the moment, you're on the field, you're just looking to help as best as you can. And Justin found me. I was open. There was a lot of guys. There were not a lot of guys, but within that play, there's certain reads, and I just not happened to, but I found the soft spot, and Justin was looking for it, and I was able to be there. So it's just a trust thing that we've been working on, is being in the right spots at the right time.
Talk about picking up on that trust this off season and kind of what this routine has been. Now that you have a full season, you're here. There's no travel plans. You don't have to find a house or anything. How has that aided your relationship with Herbert, with your team, with the linemen? Talk about how that staying here in town aids your relationship with everybody.
Yeah, just hanging out a lot more, throwing in the off season, working on timing. I know when the ball's gonna come out. He knows when I'm gonna come on my break. I know how fast it's gonna come. He knows how fast he's gonna throw it. So just learning each other's what our takes, so what we do. Pretty much that. It's just repetition all the time, and having 1 year under our belt, and then having a full off season, and then going into the new season. I feel like it's gonna help a lot.
What have you specifically been working on this offseason?
Everything that a receiver really needs to work on. Specifically just coming out of your breaks is one thing that a receiver needs to hone. So that, or just working on run after the catch, trying to implement that into my game more. But just releases, just anything that comes in the position.
You sort of compare where you were last year, just emotionally, mentally, kind of as an NFL newcomer, to where you're at now, and just your understanding of what's expected of you, the offense, just in life being an NFL player, how much different?
I feel like for the most part, my mentality is the same. I was eager to come out, eager to learn, and I feel like I'll always have that type of eagerness, and I'll always be looking forward to come to work to learn from Keenan and Mike every day. Keenan and I are going back and forth when it comes to just the art of the receiver. I don't think that's ever going to change. We could be year 12, I'm still going to be eager to learn from whoever younger than we are. They'll older than me in that room. But I know a lot more. I've been in the offense for a year. I kind of know what to expect already when I come into the building. I know how to get to the locker room. When I first came here, I'll get lost really easy. But yeah, for the most part, it's just my rookie year's over, but I always come into the room looking forward to learning more, and that'll know everything. So
I know you have these May workouts, but before that, were you spending a lot of time with the receivers and Justin and working on it on your own?
Yeah, I was in Florida for a bit, working out down in Fort Lauderdale for a lot of months before I came back down here to work out with them.
Okay. And Josh, I don't know if you guys care about the draft stuff or the lead up to it, and just kind of hearing who the team might get. Because there's a lot of talk about, they might get a speed wide receiver, this team needs a speed wide receiver. Did you guys hear that? Do you guys care about that?
I didn't hear about that. I personally don't watch sports news shows or whatever that is, just 'cause I don't hear that much. But I mean, if they did, they did. If they did, they did. It's out of my control, so I just knew who comes in and who comes in.
When you have a receiving group like with Mike and Keenan, do you feel like people are saying they need speed? Is that nitpicking, or do you feel like you have plenty of that in the receiving core with yourself and also Jalen?
I feel like a lot of people that talk about that aren't sitting in the room, so it really matter what they think. You know.
So what do you do in your downtime? If you don't watch sports, what do you do? Are you
I watch movies.
movie?
Shows or,
Okay. What are you binge watching? Are you binge watching anything currently, or
I'm rewatching Peaky Blinders.
what's that?
Peaky Blinders?
Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, I'm rewatching it. 'Cause
Okay.
it's season
Okay. Okay.
It
So
seems like a lot of receivers come into the league like pro ready, like they're like people are like excited to like be perform like right away. Like why do you think receivers are like being like so like valued now and that they're like able to like kind of perform like right away?
Why are they so valued?
That and then why do you think like they're like still like developed like coming out of college like as opposed to like a few years ago?
Oh, why this one developed coming out
Yeah.
of college? I couldn't tell you. I know for me, I just focused on my senior year in college, pretending as if I was already in the NFL, so I didn't have to come to the NFL, and that transition wouldn't be so hard. That's what I did personally from a mental standpoint. But guys are getting better. As the game grows, guys are gonna learn at a younger age, and when they're about to be NFL ready, they're pretty more polished than maybe in the past. That's my analysis, but I don't know what makes them so ready. I don't know what I did.
Coming out of the SEC, did you already know Isaiah Spiller? And just curious on your thoughts of Isaiah Spiller. And just curious, what you thought about the team adding him.
I don't know.
the running back. He's rookie. You guys drafted a rookie.
Texas A&M, sorry.
So do I think the SEC will be a good?
I was just curious if you had already known him from playing the SEC, and then curious what you thought about adding him to the running back room.
Oh no, I didn't know him. But yeah, I feel like anybody that that the coaches choose to be on this team will help us. He tells us about the guys that he wants to bring in, so we welcome anybody that comes. They can come and make an impact on this team. So we trust the coaches, and if they feel like he's going to be a great addition, then we believe it too.
You got a jersey from the Raptors. Are you a Raptors fan? Are you an NBA fan?
Yeah, I'm a Raptors fan.
Yeah. Just a Raptor fan or an NBA fan?
I'm an NBA fan, but
Okay.
I like the Raptors because
Okay.
they're in the hometown.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
the jersey was cool. I was able to go to the game and watch them on courtside, meet a couple people. Jersey was a surprise, but it was pretty cool. I always wanted the basketball jersey with my name on it. So
There you go. What other fun things have you done since being named a Los Angeles Chargers wide receiver? What other fun things have you gotten to be a part of?
Well, I met Snoop Dogg the other day when he was at the SoFi Stadium.
Okay.
For the draft. Meet different celebrities. Go to a couple concerts in Staples or Crypto now.
Crypto there, okay.
Yeah, pretty much just taking it easy.
So you enjoy LA though? You enjoy kind of
Yeah,
where
I
LA
mean, during the season, I'm barely in LA besides when we play.
Sure.
The off season, I really wasn't in LA that much because I like to go to events, but I'm pretty much just easy going, just at the crib.
Josh, I feel like we're always asking you, what do you learn from Keenan? But how about with Mike? What do you take away from Mike, or what has he taught you in the last year?
Mike is probably the best, acrobatic catches I've ever seen, or he's probably not one of them, but also the best. I forgot the word I'm looking for, but he can catch the ball. I forgot what I'm trying to say, but he can catch the ball in traffic. He can catch the ball wherever it is. His catch radius is insane. He can catch it in any situation. Like the way he can track the ball is the best I've ever seen. So I'll just study how he does it, because if you can catch it like that, you can pretty much catch anything. So that's one big thing I take from Mike, because just to make those big plays,
How do you practice tracking the ball? You talked last season, I think, about coming in working on your over the shoulder catches. Like how do you improve the tracking of the ball?
Just your eyes, your hands, knowing where to catch it, where not to catch it. You don't want to catch it down here. You also want to build bad habits. You pretty much want to catch it high over your shoulder every time, being able to see the ball. You don't want to let it go past your eyes, but you also don't want to let it go past your stomach and catch it low. So it's pretty much just watching how he does it, what he does it, how exactly he's catching it, how is he putting it into the body, where he's catching it. Pretty much everything I can to learn.
Thanks, Josh.
Cool.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you.
Josh, what was your impression of the Snoop?
Snoop, he's really down to earth. He's really down to earth. He's just easy going, just like how you see him on TV. Exactly.
All right.
Yeah. Y'all be going.
You too, Josh. Thanks.